Now, Sir Handel, said the fireman, I will get you ready for work. I'm tired. Let Peter Sam go. He'd love it. No, you're first. Sir Handel puffed away to fetch his coaches. Come on, said his driver. Let's get you back on the rails.
Thomas took them to the platform and wanted to run round in front at once. But his driver wouldn't let him. Don't be impatient, Thomas. Thomas waited and waited. The people got in. The conductor and station master walked up and down. The porter banged the doors, and still Henry didn't come. Thomas got more and more excited. Poor Thomas was so sad he nearly cried. Cheer up, said his driver. Let's go back quickly and try again. We must get these pilings passed, said Thomas's driver. They are essential. Trevor, we need you to drag them round this mess. Just the sort of job I like, replied Trevor. Now you'll see, Thomas. I'll soon show you what traction engines can do.
Go on, Daisy, said her driver. He's harmless. Yes, said Daisy unhappily. You know he's harmless, and I know he's harmless. But does he know? Look at his horns. If I bumped into him, he might hurt them. The farmer wouldn't like that. Henry grunted dreadfully. You'll just have to put up with it, Henry, said his driver. At least the extra load will mean you can have another engine help us up Gordon's Hill.
Sometimes their brakes would slip on, and sometimes their axle would run hot. And each time the trouble had to be put right. And each time James would start again, determined not to let them beat it. At last they saw Gordon's Hill. Look out for trouble, James, warned his driver. We'll go fast and get them up before they know it. Don't let them stop you. But his driver shut off steam. They've done it again. We've left our tail behind. Look.
His driver examined him carefully. Your valve gear has jammed. We need to reach the next station. Do you think you can still get us there? I'll try, replied Rheneas. His driver was delighted. You're a gallant little engine, he said to Rheneas. When you're rested, we'll mend you, so you'll be ready for tomorrow.
He moved slowly forward to jam the table, but he couldn't stop himself and slithered into a ditch. Whoosh! He hissed. Get me out! Get me out! Not a hope, said his driver and fireman. You're stuck, you silly great engine. Don't you understand that?
By morning, the mist had cleared. A workman was talking about the unsafe viaduct. Lucky you didn't cross it last night. Yes, but we don't know who warned us, replied Henry's driver. Later that day, he spoke to Henry. The viaduct has been repaired. We can take our train back along the old line tonight. Henry really didn't want to. Just then, Henry's driver saw a strange sight coming towards them. What's that? He said. The fireman laughed. That's our ghost. It's Old Bailey, the fogman. Old Bailey was very cross. I tried to warn you about the viaduct. Why didn't you pay attention? We're sorry, replied the driver. Is there anything we can do to thank you? I'd like to operate that old station. If you let me, I promise I won't spook Henry again.
Peep, peep. I don't want to go in. Neither do I, said his driver, but we must clear the line. Oh, dear, puffed Henry.
What has happened to me? Asked Gordon. I feel so weak. You burst your safety valve, said the driver. You can't pull the train anymore. Oh, dear, said Gordon. We were going so nicely, too. And look, there's Henry laughing at me. When Henry had got up steam, he puffed out.
What's wrong with you, Henry? You have had lots of new parts and new paint, too, but they've done you no good. If we can't make you better, we must get another engine instead of you to do the work. This made Henry, his driver, and fireman very sad. Henry managed to start, but his fireman was not satisfied. Henry is a bad steamer, he said to Sir Topham Hatt. I build up his fire, but it doesn't give enough heat. What do you think is wrong, fireman? Asked Sir Topham Hatt. Excuse me, sir, he answered, but the fact is the coal is wrong. We've had a poor luck lately, and today it's worse. The other engines can manage. They have big fireboxes. Henry's is small and can't make the heat. With Welsh coal, he'd be a different engine. It's expensive, said Sir Topham Hatt, but Henry must have a fair chance. James shall go and fetch some. When the Welsh coal came, Henry's driver and firemen were excited. Now we'll show them, Henry, old fellow. Henry had a lovely day. He had never felt so well in his life. He wanted to go fast, but his driver wouldn't let him. Steady, old fellow, he would say. There's plenty of time.
The foreman spoke to Toby's driver. I'm sorry. Times are a-changin', I'm afraid. Toby might be old, replied his driver, but he's reliable. Come on, Toby. We'll go to the farms. They'll still use us.
The bees were too cold to be cross, so they buzzed around the fireman, hoping he'd mend their hive. But he didn't understand, nor did his driver. It's no good, James, said his driver. We'll just have to go back to the orchard and fetch another hive. James's reply was drowned by the sound of buzzing. When he arrived, the bees swarmed straight into their new home. Come on, James, said his driver. What you need now is a good hose down.
Oliver, you have caused confusion. I thought you could control freight cars. You shall work the mail train for a while. Maybe the night air will clear your smoke box. Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, said Oliver sadly. Cheer up, old chap, said his driver. The mail train run is a grand run for a fine engine like you. Oliver smiled, but he still felt he had let everyone down. Oliver whistled several times, but the signal stayed red. There must be something wrong with that signal. We'll go slowly and stop by the signal box, said his driver. Oliver's fireman was concerned. We need to find a water tower soon. It wasn't Oliver's fault, sighed the driver. I'm aware of that. I'm just glad to see you are all safe.
That afternoon, there was bad news from up the line. One of Skarloey's coaches has come off the rails, called Duncan's driver. We'll have to take workmen there right away. All this extra work, grumbled Duncan. It wears an engine out. Rubbish. Come on. He was short of steam, so his driver waited a while in the hope of raising more. But Duncan wouldn't try. We'll keep our passengers waiting, said his driver. Duncan was cross. You always think about the passengers and never about me. At last they reached the viaduct near the station. Come on, Duncan, called his driver. One more effort, and you'll have a rest and a drink at the station. Then Duncan was very rude. Keep your old station. I'm staying here. And he did, too.
Percy, whispered his driver. There's Harold. He's not far ahead. Let's race him. Yes, let's, said Percy. The fireman shoveled for dear life. Well done, Percy, shouted the driver. We're gaining. We're going ahead. Oh, good boy, good boy. A distant signal warned them that the harbor wharf was near. Beep, beep, beep. Brakes, conductor, please. The driver carefully checked the train's headlong speed. They rolled under the main line and halted on the wharf. Listen, boys, the fireman called. Here's a song for Percy. Said Harold the helicopter to our Percy, you are slow. Your railway is out of date and not much use, you know. But Percy and his stone cars did the trip in record time, and we beat the helicopter on our old branch line. Percy loved it. Oh, thank you, he said. Toby stops before reaching the lane. His fireman halts the traffic at the crossing, and then he sets off again. By using the heavy cars to push him along, he has no trouble with the frosty rails in the lane and across the road. It is the only safe thing to do in this kind of weather. Toby was in the yard when he heard the news. I warned her, he fumed. She's young yet, soothed his driver, and she can manage her cars herself, interrupted Toby. They're your cars, really, his driver replied. Mavis is supposed to stay at the quarry. If Sir Topham Hatt finds out... Yes, said Toby thoughtfully. The hard work made his fire burn fiercely, and his firemen spread hot cinders to melt the frozen mud.